Even in sleep, there is no peace. Part 1. A Ghost Story. These events occurred starting on the 22nd of December 1952, midwinter. James was a solicitor, and his wife, Emily, looked after their son, Daniel, who was 5 years old. James had recently acquired a partnership in the firm in the city and had moved into the village. The house they were occupying was one of the biggest in the village. It was the lodge, a Georgian piece of architecture. Big house set back from the others off the main street. During the past few months, James had been working very hard on his partnership application, which was now granted. He hadn't had much time to think about anything else. When the position was granted, he then decided it would be better to move into the village, and there was a vacant house which had been empty for some time, the lodge, and therefore they took the opportunity and moved in. This would be Daniel's first Christmas as a 5-year-old. This would be great for Daniel because of the quiet country village. The atmosphere would be reassuring and safe. At least that was the idea. The only thing that was missing was snow. It was crisp and dry outside in the early evening, but there was no snow on the ground. James looked out from an upstairs window and could hear in the distance carols singing in the stillness of the air. The sound was so beautiful, he'd almost forgotten everything that happened or occurred in the past few months, because this was him in the present, in a moment of of exquisite beauty. It couldn't be more perfect, he thought. But the moment was ephemeral. A few seconds later, a very slight wave of unease came over James. Nothing he could put his finger on or pinpoint, just some underlying feeling that unsettled him, but for no reason. And then it started. Just a few flakes at first, then becoming more steady. The snow began to fall from the leaden sky. It became steady and continuous, and by the time James and Emily retired, there was at least an inch had gathered on the ground, coating the village. It was pretty as a picture, almost like a Christmas card. Around about 3 a.m. in the middle of the night, James awoke, thinking he'd heard a loud sound, perhaps from inside or outside. He didn't know. He checked Emily, whose breathing was regular and gentle. She was deep in slumber, and so he crept out of the bed and padded across to the window. And he looked out over the village, which was as quiet as a tomb.